What's up, everybody? Welcome. Gaming sucks. The world's gonna burn. Good night, everyone.
That's all that matters.
The quickest show in the history of YouTube.
Oh my goodness. What's going on, boys? I almost said it's Thursday night. It's Tuesday night.
Oh,
It's
Tuesday.
our second
Tuesday.
show
Yeah.
on Tuesdays.
Still
I've
has to
already
climb that
forgotten.
hump day.
I know, but at least we're not over the hump and tired. We have to grind to get there.
That's true.
That is true.
Oh. What's going on, fellas?
Well,
How are we doing?
we survived the Civil War.
Wait, did we have a civil war?
Well, yeah,
Maybe
there
not-
was a slight
maybe not
civil
yet.
war. It was like a little mini
Yeah.
civil war.
Mini Civil
So,
War. That's
yeah.
more maybe a Mexican standoff kind of thing.
All right.
The good, the bad, ugly.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh my goodness. What's going on, everybody in the chat? We got that's everybody's starting to stream in now. Brother Totodope was here first, and we want to give a shout out to Brother Totodope. Brother Totodope silently during the week hit that join button. He became a friend of NLG, guys.
Nice.
So I have
Thank you,
already
Totodope.
Welcome.
Yes, I've already dropped him into the little thingy there. He's down in the description and our thank you, and I even, pending that it actually plays the right one, I got him into the closing video just in time.
Nice. That's
So-
the perks for joining midweek.
Yes. So thank you, Brother Totodope. We appreciate it. Hello, Brother Back. Brother Back from the Dead is here. Brother Doggy's in the house. Brother Hasslehoff, my man, Brother Hasslehoff. Hey, I want to give you just a very quick. Well, I'll do it in a second. I'll do it in a minute. I got something to show, and you guys too. But I got it to work. I got my green screen into work. Brother Bryant, who, Brian, who's here for the first time in like years. Oh my goodness. What's up, Brother Brian? Brother De Niro's in the house. Who else? Oh, Brother Yobi. What's up, Brother
Brother Yobi,
Yobi's
yeah.
here.
Yobi.
So they're all streaming
You'll be
in.
with Y.
Yobi with a Y.
Why Yobi?
Is there any
Why?
other? Oh yeah, there is a Yobi with an I, but I don't think it's the same thing. Oh,
That was misspelled, so that's why. Make
that's
sure.
right. They spelled it wrong. So, how's you guys' weekends? And Monday.
It's good.
Tiring. I cleaned some of my deck. It was dirty, so I had to scrub it off and throw the crap off. So.
Sounds like fun.
And then the usual, my daughter has games, lacrosse and soccer, so doing
That
that too.
time of the year.
Yep.
She's a dual sport.
She also does swim league, so
Sweet. Oh my god. Wait, not all in the same season though.
partially. I mean, soon the soccer and lacrosse are done, but then she takes some additional classes, lacrosse skills, as well as
Wow.
some other stuff,
Nice.
just to
Well,
keep
that's-
going. Because otherwise, you're off for a whole season or half a year almost. So
Yeah.
she really enjoys it. So, well, if she enjoys it, then she can do the whole year if she wants to.
That's great. That's how it should be, She's getting out there and getting that fresh air, getting some of that. That's Spencer, man. Spencer, he loves doing that stuff. Soccer. We just signed him up for swim team. He's gonna be my athlete. Oh.
Nice.
Yeah. Seth will be my scouter. Spencer will be the athlete. Jacob would be the brains of the operation.
There you go.
What's up, brother Big Block? He's playing 3-player Stardew Valley with his kids, but we'll be listening.
That's
Nice.
cool.
Very
Cool.
nice.
I played a lot of that back in the day before it was multiplayer. Maybe I should see if my daughters want to try that.
Oh, yeah?
It's a lot to do.
Is it just mobile, or did that come out on consoles too?
I played it on the Xbox.
Okay, which tells you how
on
much
Switch.
I know.
I think
I think it's
PlayStation.
about everywhere.
Yeah, and you can cross-play, I think. If I'm right, in multiplayer. I can't remember, or maybe the Switch is the only one that's multiplayer, because they were supposedly working on that for the consoles too, but I'm not sure.
Big Block's using 3 switches.
There you go.
Switches.
Yeah, so Switch, I think it's only multiplayer.
Maybe it's the only one that can.
Well, I
Well,
think they
that's
started
true.
off with that first. I think it's only one guy, maybe a couple. It's not so. I think that their main thing was to get it right on the Switch and then start looking at the other platforms.
Yeah, the other platforms might be more involved.
Yeah.
The whole, the gaming stack.
Yeah, it's out for.
That's
I mean, it's
nice.
definitely out for everything. I'm just looking to see if they have any information on that.
Yeah, I haven't looked into it in a while.
Oh. Well, hey, if seems like it's still kicking, so
Yeah, it's a cool game.
yeah. So what was up with you this weekend, Mr. Chris?
Just a little bit of work Saturday, and just family stuff. My daughter started swim team today,
Nice.
so we're getting her ready for that over the weekend. And other than that, not much. Just hanging out. Played a lot of Far Cry 6. I believe I'm at the end, ready to take out the big guy.
Oh, yeah.
So I was just kind of like cleaning up a few things here and there before I did that.
Okay.
I should be done with that by this weekend.
Nice. Hey, brother Axel.
And see what other game I go back to. Probably go back to Valhalla, because I was pretty close to that one too. And then after that, probably Downlight 2. But in my backlog, when I bought, I guess there was like an Ubisoft deal, so I got Valhalla and Phoenix Rising as a two deal, like for one, for $60, 2 games for 60 or whatever at the time. So I need to start that one.
That was a good deal.
That was a good game. Yeah, good deal. And a lot of good things on Phoenix Rising.
Yeah, Phoenix Rising was on sale actually. I think last week, maybe it still is, for $15.
Yeah, and a good game. But I'm also got the itch too. I might end up this weekend picking up because I've seen Jago and others talking about Evil Dead, the new one.
Oh, right.
And that one you can play co-op. So
yeah,
might pick that up, check it out.
But there's also Sniper Elite 5 coming up.
Oh yeah, that's
next
but
week,
that'll be in Game Pass.
True.
Yep.
So
Well,
I think I want to try that one out. I haven't played the others.
Don't forget, in a couple weeks, we're also going to get Fall Guys finally.
Fall Guys, yeah.
And there's news on that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you just ruined the surprise, Chris.
Oh, sorry.
No. Free to play. That's good news.
It probably needs it now. I think it's run its course to where now
probably
they need to get more engagement. So free to play is probably best for them right now.
This is going to be crossplay.
That'd be cool. And it needs it, right? I mean,
well, it took.
Hopefully, they can turn off the PC part, because it's like it was already a big cheat fest down there, just PC by itself. So.
Well, yeah, and then it came out. Then it came out on PlayStation, and that's where a few of us played it.
Yeah, I played it on PC and PlayStation.
Yeah, me and Peter played it on PC also.
I did not play it on PC. I played it on PlayStation when I do own it.
Yeah, you played it. Yeah.
So, hey, brother Nick's in the house. Nick was playing. Nick's playing a little Punch Out tonight.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I have to go back and watch that.
Yeah.
That game. I did go back and play that one on the Switch Online.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, so we were talking about this on Monday though with Fall Guys, and I was the only one out of the three of us that actually seemed to enjoy it. And I did. I mean, I played with you. I think we played with the three of us played, but we also played with did we play with Coop?
Coop has played with us.
I think so.
on that
Yeah,
one.
I've played with Coop.
I enjoy Fall Guys.
It's fun if you play with a bunch of friends. It's even more fun than.
Well, yeah.
And I got close to winning. I had not won the whole thing, but been close. I think Peter, didn't you win one a few times? I think Coop did.
Yeah, I did.
I don't think I've ever won.
But it's hilarious. I mean, it's like
yeah.
It's a good
June 21st.
Fun game.
Yeah. It is, and I think a lot of it. I think a lot of the ability to do cross-play and cross-progression came from them getting bought by Epic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
big part.
Yeah. So you sign up with your Epic account, and then you can just play it everywhere.
Yeah, I think it's Epic. I mean,
all the stuff that you unlocked, I think you unlock it across the board because it's tied to the Epic account.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and that's a great thing. It's always good to have that ability to go from one to another, right? And especially if if you've got a Steam Deck.
Oh yeah.
And you like this game, you could play it mobile.
Yeah.
You're out on vacation. It
seems like the Steam Deck has some pretty decent reviews. Some of the people that have gotten it, right?
Yeah,
Nick got one, right?
Yes, check out Nick. Check out Nick's videos on it. He's done a couple of them. One of them that the latest one that he did concerning emulation. That was very good, and emulation is that's one of my big things, which is why I have a new toy myself. I'll tell you about in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So, but no, looking forward to playing this again. I'm looking forward to us getting some. What was that? It was the 21st. Was it 21st?
Yeah.
So
we're gonna get a game night going.
That's what I'm thinking. The 21st, June 21st is a Tuesday. So, not that Tuesday, but that Thursday or Friday, man, we can do a big community stream. Do our Friday night or Thursday night. Do a Thursday night thing and get some people together and have some fun with it. I'm down for that.
It would be great that if it was capable of having, because in the party you can have 3? Right, Peter? Wasn't it 3 at a time?
I
could join the game.
Oh, maybe together? I don't. I don't know if we tried it more or not. I remember on PC when it didn't have your name on there, you just had a number.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they ever fix that?
I don't know if that. Well, Epic might have fixed that, right?
Yeah.
Tying it to your Epic account. I don't think that it was. I don't think that they had fixed it before that. I think you were still a number.
The last time we played, it was still a number. But on PlayStation, you had your Gamer tag.
Right.
So that will be fun.
Mm-hmm.
So for me over the weekend, I went camping because this was Scout weekend, and while I was at Scout camp, a magic delivery ferry stopped by our campsite and dropped off a gift to me. Of course, I had to buy, but so shout out, since he's in the chat, shout out to my brother TV's Hasslehoff, who was very kind enough to hit me up last week after Miko Forever. We were all talking in DJC's chat about the Atari VCS, because there's obvious comparisons to the launch of the VCS and the upcoming launch of the Amico, and so we were talking about the VCS and talking about how I missed out on that $99 fire sale, and so Hasslehoff hit me up on Discord and said, "Hey, I have one still in the box that I got from that sale, and if you want it, I'll sell it to you." And I thought about it and thought about it. I'm like, yeah, if I was gonna get it for anything, I was gonna get it for emulation, right? To run RetroArch, because I'm running RetroArch on my OG Xbox One, and it does great with everything up to like PlayStation 2 and stuff like that. And I started looking on YouTube and on some websites, and I saw that people were able to not only use RetroArch on the VCS, but run PS2 stuff. And I'm like, all right, there you go. So, brother Hasslehoff was in, I don't want to say the immediate area, because I'm still humbled that he drove, between 60 and 90 minutes, but he was kind of in the Pennsylvania is a big state. He came to the campsite and brought it to me at camp. I was responding to a noise complaint. And brought snacks. Like, he brought snacks from like Lancaster. He brought some great hard pretzels, some shoe fly pie, which my wife and I are eating. Some strawberry jam and some cookies. And so he brought like a care package over to me at camp. And this care package included an Atari VCS, and I am very grateful. I'm very grateful. What's up, Nate? I love Sony.
Such a pony.
I know. He says, I don't even own a Sony. No, because every time you get one, you resell it for like 4 times it's your purchase price, because you're like a magician.
He's sold more PS5s than Sony themselves.
No kidding. Oh. And then we hung out and just kind of talked for a good half hour, 45 minutes. Hasslehoff, you're a great dude, man. You really are. You're a good guy. I really enjoyed hanging out with you, talking to you. We did talk some Amico, and when this thing finally does arrive, he's gonna come. If I get mine before he does, he's gonna come down and check it out. And then I'm gonna take it up there, and he's got some places we can show it off. It's gonna be fun. But no, I'm not making it out as a bigger deal than it was. You did not have to actually come deliver it like the UPS man, Hasslehoff. I really do appreciate it. And got it hooked up. It does work. And just from my tweet this afternoon, where I was a little frustrated with my green screen, I do want to say that I did get it to work. So just a little just a little preview
Teaser.
of little teaser of the unboxing. So I was able to unbox this thing on top of a green screen, and so this is what the unboxing's gonna look like when the full video comes out. So just a little teaser for you.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Asteroid.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
You know, of course, Atari. Well, besides Pong, but Atari was our first major console for the home, and seeing this, it does. If the price gets down to the right, I may get it pick one up just because of sentimental values, being an old school gamer. So I kind of like the look of it.
Well, $99 was the right price because even just as an emulation box, even if that's all I ever use it for, right? I load Windows on it, load RetroArch. To run that on like a Series S, which has the same kind of Ryzen processor, probably not as powerful as the VCS, as the Series S, of course, but still a Ryzen processor. It would it's absolutely worth $99 just there. But it does have the Atari VCS Vault, which it comes with a ton of games out of the box. It does 4K. I mean, it's a capable little box. I'm looking forward to diving into it. Probably going to do a stream at some point for just kind of showing off the Atari VCS Vault and stuff. But I do have some footage of the setup and stuff like that, and I'm working on that unboxing and kind of first look video now. I should have that out, I'm hoping, over the weekend. We'll see. It depends on how much I edit and re-edit and reshoot and stuff like that. But green screen, what is this, the 1990s? We use blue screens now. Thanks, Axel. I spent all of my, that whole like $9.99 I spent on this green screen down the drain. Thanks.
Well, that's cool. TV Hasslehoff. If you're anywhere around Texas, South Texas, let me know.
Yeah. So, and I also want to show you guys. Let me see if I can do this. This is kind of cool. Let me see if I can. There we go. So, the controller looks exactly like an Xbox Series X controller. Exactly. Is that not hilarious? Exactly like
even
it.
the Nintendo Switch Pro controller is similar to the.
Yeah, very much. But like even the Atari button on the front is the exact same as the Xbox button. The only difference is that the menu and the back button, or the context button, whatever you want to call it, is on the sides of the button of the Atari button. But even like the top of it, right? The triggers and the USB port all in the same spot.
Yeah.
But what's really nice,
at least they named the buttons the same too, and that's not like Nintendo with their.
Oh, that's true.
BAYX,
You are absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on, let me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Pro controller is.
Yeah.
Different.
So, the other thing that came in it was the classic controller, and I go into a little more depth in the video, but it's not quite as analog feeling as an original 2600 controller, but the stick actually spins, and it actually works. You have your spinner dial, and one of the games in the VCS Vault is Tempest. The other one is Warlords, and both of them use this to spin. It was marvelous. So, These also, by the way, work on a PC. So I can use this, or I could use this, either one, with PC gaming or RetroArch or anything like that. So very, very cool stuff. I'm looking forward to getting into this a lot more as I start to kind of unwind it, you know, and stuff. So.
See, TV Hasslehoff said he'll be in Texas, Frisco to visit the game museum. Is that the same one that Tommy went?
Yes,
When he came
that's
to
the same.
Texas?
Yep,
Okay.
that's the same one.
Yeah. Oh.
No.
I'll have
Yeah.
to check that out because me and the wife we were definitely want to head up that way. So maybe I'll go check out that museum.
It's a neat looking museum.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, PowerA makes the controller, which is why it's a shared unit. Ah. That makes sense. That makes sense. So I wonder if PowerA makes a rechargeable battery or I guess a rechargeable dock for this. Or a charging station. I guess it doesn't. It's got a built-in battery. It doesn't. It's not like the X. That's the one difference is it doesn't have. It does. It's got a built-in battery. But, and what it didn't show you. Let me see if. So the stick lights up. Check it out.
Oh, yeah.
Like
an ego spinning disc.
Exactly. So, it also supposedly rumbles. Oh, and when you press the button, it shows you the. Nate. Nate. Look at you guys dancing. You're back on screen. So.
Nate's horny. That's okay.
Yeah. TMI. Yeah, no kidding. So. All right, so what have you guys been playing recently? So now you see what I've been doing. What have you guys been playing? You said
Played
Far
some,
Cry.
Yeah,
I remember.
Played some Formula 1 2021. Tried to do a full race weekend every day. So 3 practice runs, qualifier, and then the actual race. Actual race, I don't do a full race. It's just 5 laps. It's just, keep it fun. I've been doing that. I played a little bit of Tunic.
How is that?
It's all right. It's all right. It's
I feel like I've had the wrong impression of Tunic.
Yeah,
all this time.
It's I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of it's almost like a little roguelite kind of thing, you know. When you die, your body lays down there, and you can pick it up to get your coin back, and it's like like an Elden Ring. And you collect some different weapons, some different kind of bombs or potions, but not as deep or in depth. It's cute.
Nate might be calling you out just a little.
Mm.
Yeah, and I feel like HCK just played Tunic for the free rewards points.
Yeah, exactly. You need there was a thing for one Chivo, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, you get one Chivo gets you 500 points.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I tried also a little bit of Victor Yomi on Ronin mode. But the control lag or the response frequency is so terribly bad that I gave up on it. That was just not fun. That's pretty much what I played.
Okay. All right. Let's see what's going on in. Oh, Brosup is in the chat. Brother Brosup is here. Axel says Tunic is hard as Yobi said he'd been playing Mass Effect Legendary Edition WWE 2K22 and finished up Moon Knight Externals and watched Doctor Strange 2 and Sonic 2. He suggests the end credit scene for Sonic 2. Get ready. Maybe I'll take Seth. You know, Michelle is taking Spencer and Jacob camping this weekend for the Cub Scouts. Maybe I'll take Seth to the movies Saturday afternoon and we'll go see Sonic 2. Oh, speaking of which, I did see Totodope when I was talking about camping this weekend. Totodope said he is doing his Brotherhood for the Order of the Arrow this weekend. That is awesome, brother. I meant to say something earlier, and we just got the chat just scrolled on up. But Order of the Arrow is a great great part of scouting. There's one of our older scouts is very, very heavy in Order of the Arrow, and he goes to a lot of the national stuff. Very cool. So, what else is going on in the chat here? Oh, brother, it's Timmy's in the house, and cousin Born is here. Hello, people of the internet.
Yo.
All right, we're getting all filled up here. Getting all filled up. Is Sonic 2 in 3D? Is it on CD? Big Block says he. I hope so. Big Block bought Lair for PS3. Anyone played it? I don't remember Lair. I can't say I might have, but I can't say I remember it. So. Anyway. Sonic 3D, worst Sonic game. There's been worse Sonic games than that. Sonic R for the Saturn might be worse than that on an overall. Oh. Yeah, I know, Born. I know, cousin Born. It probably is. So. Someone hasn't played Sonic Colors, exactly. I mean, Sonic Spinball was worse than Sonic 3D. So. But anyway, okay. So, no more and I'm trying to beat around the bush, but there's no more of that. What do we got, Peter?
Next topic: big game delays at Microsoft.
Yeah, the one thing about moving to Tuesdays. When news breaks on a Thursday, we now have to wait all the way through.
True.
So, all right. So by now, everybody knows Microsoft has officially delayed Redfall. I mean, we all talked about it. Sounded like it could be delayed. It kept saying it was summer, but then they officially delayed it. And then the other shoe dropped. And the game that no one expected to get delayed, unless you were someone who kind of looked at things and said, haven't seen any gameplay of this yet. Starfield. And Starfield had gotten delayed. So I want to start our conversation off by saying this. It was kind of funny because we joked at the beginning of the show about the this crazy civil war going on Twitter and on social media and on YouTube. And this isn't the Sith. It's not. Two things can happen here. You can be excited for the games. You can be a happy Xbox fan. You can certainly wait for these games to come because they're coming at some point. And yes, completely bitching about it night and day isn't going to make them come any faster.
They're not? Son of
No, I
What?
know. They're still coming out first half of 2023. You
Is it
can.
a first fiscal half or?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I know. Chris is
Yeah.
holding out hope that the first half of 2023 means January 2nd.
Yeah, right. They say first half.
Yeah.
He's
The first day of January.
the first day of January. That's the first
Okay.
half. That's technically the first half. You would be absolutely correct. So you can look. I think those games will come out before co-op and Halo Infinite. I'm sorry. I had something in my throat.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, you got some salt in your throat, sir. Drink some water.
Woo.
Drink the
no,
Kool-Aid.
drink the Kool-Aid. Yes, that's actually what I got. It's you can be okay with waiting. You can say, yep, when they get out, I'm certainly going to play them. At the same time, you can be a little frustrated. You can be concerned. You can it's okay to actually complain about it. For a couple reasons. Number one, it does leave Microsoft in sort of a lurch for their holiday season. Now from a business standpoint, we don't own stock in Microsoft, so I don't really care from that perspective. But it was a Starfield was such a highly anticipated game.
I mean, every month we got an email with a video with another snippet, to get us ready for Starfield.
Right. Like we're seeing here with but it was all concept art, and it was all like we were expecting to see this big gameplay reveal next month, and we may still.
Yeah.
But
maybe
this
they did that so we don't have another Halo Infinite. Like, oh, it doesn't look good. Who knows? I don't know. It's like,
well, that's the other factor of it.
But still, it's like, why did he announce it like so far in advance to come out on, November 11th or whatever the date was? It's like, it's so atypical for Bethesda to announce their launch date so far in advance.
It is.
So they either must have meant like they felt extremely comfortable, or, or they were afraid to say what it really was to Phil. I don't know.
Well, so
and then even like, it's yeah.
But you know,
when did they first announce that date?
Last E3.
Was it last Xbox show? Bethesda show?
A year ago.
Yeah.
And typically, Peter, to your point, typically Bethesda doesn't announce something unless it's close.
Yeah.
Usually they announce something at E3 that's going to launch that fall.
Right. So
That's
just
the only
putting
thing
the
that I
finishing
saw that was
touches on
weird.
it, and it's about to go goals,
Yeah. Like they did Far Cry 4.
Right.
And
They announced it
76.
6 months.
But also they did it
announced
with
it during
Fallout
E3.
76, and that goes a little crappy at launch. So, who knows?
And yeah.
But I wonder how much of that also is that whole, we talked about it last week, that whole games as a service thing. I mean, do you notice that all the incomplete games that really keep coming at us are all these games as a service, multiplayer?
But is Starfield like a game as a service?
I don't know.
It's a single player game.
They said it was single player.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting. Skyrim in space, which certainly does not. So what is the issue that's causing them? See, here's the reason
the issue is they don't manage expectations.
Well,
whatever it is, don't name a date. Don't say summer, year, whatever. Just whatever. Why don't leave it blank?
Right.
I mean, if you don't know when it's coming out, and you can,
As far as that, I mean, because they did announce it pretty much a year and a half ahead, right? Almost.
yeah.
And that is kind of strange for Bethesda. But they must, at the time, they must have been confident enough to say that date, November 22, because, I mean, that was still a long ways. And, of course, they got to have a schedule, and they know their checklists. Okay, we got to do this, and that as the time comes before they go gold, right? I read somewhere, and I don't know if it's true or not, but that they did not anticipate the trouble they were going to have upgrading the engine stuff.
Yeah, but when did they do that?
It is a new engine, isn't it?
Yeah, but when did they do that? I thought it was like a long time ago.
Well, maybe they
unless they upgrade it to Unreal 5, which is
I haven't heard that.
Have like it's not like a
because they have their own engine. Yet. I believe it's their own engine, but it's new because they know they had trouble when they did Fallout 76, right? They had issues with the engine. So supposedly this one they did not anticipate the issues they were going to have when they were upgrading it, and I guess it's a little bit more work to it than they thought they were going to need. So I guess recently or whatever they decided we need to delay it a little bit longer. I mean, they were probably confident at the time of the date, and they're like, "Let's do it." But the thing is, this is not like I had no problem with the delay at all. It doesn't bother me. But the thing is, this decision, I think the decision for the date when they first revealed that, and then the delay, that's got to be on Todd Howard. That's their baby.
Yeah, probably.
You remember it's Xbox Bethesda. Bethesda is still operating as a single company joined with Xbox. So
they are. And Arcane is part of Bethesda.
Phil has nothing to do with these dates and schedules and blah blah blah.
I mean, Phil can, yeah, Phil's already removed. Once he got promoted and other stuff, it's like
he's treating Todd Howard and what's his name. They're in charge of Bethesda games and game studios.
Yeah, Matt Booty for the whole thing and
so
Studios and stuff.
They had to make that decision. Like, hey Phil, I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to delay this a little bit longer. And Phil understands. Like, yes, you're right. Let's do it. We had to do that with Halo Infinite, and do what you got to do. They're a little bit more supportive nowadays. So not like it was back in the day. If it was the old regime, they probably said, no, get it out and you can patch it.
Either that or just close up shop. Sorry. Right.
Well,
depending how far along they are.
I
mean, at a certain point, it's like, if you're not 50%, if you're not at 50% yet, but you've spent more than 50% of your budget, then you have to make a decision. Either spend more or just cut your losses. Cut your losses early.
Yeah.
Yobi said Fallout 76 and Fallout 4 had the same engine, but I think this one's all new engine. And you look at Halo Infinite, that one also had an all new engine also. Very ambitious game too, and I think that trying to do co-op and all this other stuff, I just it's a lot there, and like you were saying with these live service games, it's not easy to bring these things out to be reliable and stable. Sometimes
but we don't know if Starfield is a live service game.
No, I don't think it is either. But from what I understand, it's a huge, ambitious game.
Oh,
it's a lot there, right?
Yeah, it's very huge, very ambitious, and
that's fine if you don't commit to a date. Once you commit to a date and broadcast it to the world, and then people have expectations.
Yeah.
Well,
and if they can't be met, people are upset. And you do that over and over again, and then people will give you a big fat middle finger saying like, F this junk.
They're not the first and they're not the last studio to announce a date or a release window and then decide, well, we got to delay.
No, they're not. They're certainly not. Here, and here's the two things that I think concern me. One is that they didn't announce a second date, which I have seen companies do. So, don't forget, because to your point, Chris, Sony has a habit of moving games from fall to spring. But when they move a game from fall to spring, they put a second date on it and they hit that date. So, when Uncharted 4 was delayed, it was delayed from November to, I think it was March. I'd have to look at the exact date. But they said, no, it's going to come out March 10th or whatever arbitrary date I'm making up in my head. And then they hit that date. And they said, we want to polish it. We want to polish it. Right? Same thing with Horizon Zero Dawn. Same thing with God of War. Those games were specifically pushed back but they were pushed back into dates that then they kept and they launched on. Microsoft didn't do that, not only with Starfield, but with Redfall, a game that was slated for summer of this year. And to not have not to know when you're bringing it out, like
I'd rather have them not giving a date and they have to postpone it again or change it.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
they
don't
did the
have
same
a
thing
date.
with Halo Infinite. Remember, they moved it to December, but they didn't give you an exact date in December, right? At first,
right, but they didn't say coming second half of, right? And like with Season 2, they said Season 2 was coming in May. And they didn't say when in May, but they at least gave a month. But we're also getting into this mode where, Hellblade 2 has no date, right? And that's fine. But compound that now with, this was the original Redfall trailer, summer 2022. Unfortunately, I wish I had more videos to play on these two games, but that's the other thing, is you saw nothing about these games at all. And I'm hoping,
well, we don't know if in June it's supposed
that's what I'm hoping for.
But
who
knows?
I think they have to show what they've worked on. I don't think there's a way around that.
It's still, even though delayed first half of next year, but they could still have something to show, and then and then maybe a little bit more at Gamescom, and then maybe something at Game Awards or something, whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe Game Awards, they might give an official date.
I think
because they're closer,
Yeah.
To,
I think they
but
need
those
to.
two, both of them, they said the first half of next year, right?
That's what they said. They said
okay.
They just strictly said nothing more than first half of 2023.
So I wouldn't expect, maybe one early next year, and then one maybe at the end of in 3 months, the first quarter, whatever, March, maybe one in April and one in, January, February, who knows, just to give them that window of launch from each other. I don't know. I know it is strange for, like I said, for a date to be put on that far ahead for a Bethesda game. But at the same time, I'm not going to fault them. We don't know exactly what's going on or why they had to delay it. Maybe they might give us some more info, after the June 12th. Maybe they might say a little bit more there. But I'm not going to sit there and pretend like I know what's going on in the studio, or sit there and, like what's been going out there in social media, Xbox might feel, and they don't know how to do this. They don't know how to manage dates and release, and there's delays. And I don't care about that stuff. I don't. Like you said, we haven't seen enough from either one of them. I am excited for Star. I'm excited for both. But they delayed it. my feelings are not hurt. There's just like earlier we were talking about. Hey, this game's coming out. That game's coming out. We want to play. There's plenty of games that are coming out in the fall. I'm not gonna be hurting.
Like what? So what now is coming out in the fall? So this is and this goes to the concern, and I think this is legit concern.
Yeah,
this is where
a concern. Who gives a?
Well, if
Starfield
you're
was supposed to be
Microsoft released
slated
the
for the
game.
fall, right? But that got delayed too.
well, but you can't not play anything. I mean, unless you're just
Who's saying we
there's
can't
plenty
play
of third-party
anything?
games to play.
right.
Why
So
does it always have to
what?
be a first-party?
I mean, I don't care what game I play. I prefer to game on Xbox console, but I don't.
Yeah,
As long as I still,
if God of
can
War,
play games and whatever they are and what platform they are, it's.
yeah,
I mean, I'm gonna be pissed.
I'm a happy camper.
And you're good. I mean, what's the big deal? I mean,
Yeah, if God of War comes out in the fall, yes, but shit.
we don't have a date on that either, right?
Right, exactly. If that gets delayed, I don't know that I can.
That these games are still have been in development with the last 3-4 years or whatever. Redfall just came out of nowhere, right? We just heard about that last year.
Last year at E3.
But people still have to understand that wherever these studios that are working on them, depending on what's going on with their government, state, can they work from the studio? Do they have to work from home? The situation, blah, blah, blah. I mean, they're still coming out of the pandemic. So there has to be some effect from that.
So,
and then when you're building these huge games with brand new engines, there's going to be unexpected situations that come up that, okay, it's not working out. We're not on schedule. We're going to have to, push it out more. Doesn't bother me. I'm not concerned. Now, you look at Cyberpunk, the way they handled that, because they delayed it, they gave a date, then they delayed it, gave a date, right? Like 3 times.
Well,
yeah, I think so. And then it came out, and
then it came out. It had a lot of issues, especially with the OG PS4, Xbox One.
Yeah,
that was a bad launch. I still enjoyed the game, but they had bugs, and nobody wants to do that.
And I'm not saying that they do, but we had this discussion when we talked about the initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you, I mean, at what point do you concerned about what's coming out of the first party studios? I mean, this isn't
never.
Okay.
Shit.
I mean, Redfall and Starfield aren't living in a bubble here.
I know that, but the thing is, you got to understand. Last year, Bethesda came aboard, right, fully on Xbox, right?
Right.
These games are already in development before Xbox even joined Xbox.
Right.
So even if let's say they never did join Xbox, we would probably be going through the same situation, or you wouldn't be seeing these games until at least 24, because now they have the full backing and money support, whatever, from Xbox now. So maybe it gave them a little bit more money and so on support to try to get these out sooner or than they thought they would in the beginning. I don't know. I mean, it sucks, but it's not the end of the world. You're only waiting a couple more months, okay?
We don't know what we don't know that. That's the problem. We don't know that.
No, we don't. They can get delayed even further from that.
Well, first half of 2023 could be June. I mean, there's 12 months in a year, so that you can go from January to June. We could be an entire year out from Starfield.
Yeah. I mean, you wanted Halo Infinite to be delayed longer because it didn't have the co-op.
Oh, and it still would be delayed if it didn't have
Can
the
you
co-op.
imagine if they did delay it just for the co-op? I mean, no matter what, they couldn't win. A lot of people still would have criticized them, and
Have either of you played Halo recently?
No. but that has a reason why. I don't think I will maybe
any
touch
other
it
game.
ever again, unless maybe for the co-op campaign. It's because they still have the crossplay, forced
Right.
crossplay.
Right.
That's why I'm not
But I mean-
playing it. I mean, that should be an
Nobody
easy
said you
fix.
have-
And I know, like, if that becomes a reality, that we can change that. I know 4 or 5 more people that will play with me right then and there and then.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they need to
So-
get the stick out of the ass with a crossplay jazz.
Right.
They either like
Well, that's not
focus too much on on
okay,
the Twitch
Diego,
viewers and
so-
other stuff, and cater to that.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
going to. Yeah.
So
Every game turns to crap. Sea of Thieves turn to crap, even though, oh look, new content. Well, they bring it out, and then after 2 days they tweak it again because all the streamers and other stuff they've been complaining and other stuff, and then the regular people cannot even obtain the objectives without grinding 24/7. It's just ridiculous.
Okay, so
that
Saints Row should be coming out in August, and that's got some hype around it. Test
Okay.
Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. Well, I know not a lot.
we
of
have
people.
no idea.
See,
Again,
we
another
haven't heard a
game.
lot of that, too.
Another
That
game we
might
haven't
get
even
delayed
seen
again.
any gameplay on. So
Then it Gotham
you know.
Knights. That was slated for October. Is that delayed?
that's not coming out till next year.
Okay. Stalker. That was supposed to be coming out around December.
Yeah, that's not coming out soon.
That's not coming out anytime soon.
What about Plague's Tale Requiem? I thought that was coming out this year.
Which one?
The new one, Plague's Tale, the new one. Requiem.
I thought they said 2023 for that too.
Yeah.
Scorn.
Scorn's supposedly this year.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Oh.
October, maybe November, maybe December. They haven't said.
I
And I mean, Starfield.
Xbox
Look,
and Bethesda are not the only ones in the same boat. I mean, a lot of other people still, they're not ready. They're not ready. I mean, it's okay. Look, Myke, you're in the right. You can be concerned. You can be, like what's going on, but you're not being toxic about it. Trust me, we're not.
no, and I'm not. Yeah. No,
idiots out there
no.
on social media trying to say,
No,
Phil should lose his job. He needs to
Oh,
go.
no.
Blah blah.
No, goodness.
all
good
this
grief,
other
no.
crap that we don't
No.
know. We don't know.
No, all that I'm saying, and I do stick on this, is that I still am seeing signs of a larger problem that Microsoft does need to kind of get their hands around. In a vacuum, and this is just how I am about this. And look, how long have we been waiting for the Amico, right? And we're all still waiting for it. We all still have our pre-orders, but we're all frustrated. I am, and I'm close to it. And I'm frustrated as crap. But you can be both, right? You can be both. Where my concern lies is that these aren't happening in a vacuum within Microsoft. And Matt Booty needs to get his hands around this, right? So we have Redfall and Starfield that have been pushed. We still have no solid date for Hellblade 2. We have no information about Avowed. We have no
I better
idea.
not have a solid date for Hellblade 2, because if they can't manage the,
right,
they
it's
can't
gonna
manage
get
my
delayed.
expectations, then they can go to wherever.
Right.
I
You
just
know.
think that Matt Booty's probably they're letting the studios decide when they're ready to release. Now, that whole Bethesda with the Starfield, that's Todd Howard. They're the ones who made that date.
They should
That's
release
on-
good high quality games and not like bug
Yeah,
ridden
I
whatever.
mean,
And this
So-
may all change in June. Like, we could come out of that. We're gonna cover that June event, and we could come out of that June event going, there you go. There's Avowed. There's Everwild. There's, I mean, I still have no idea what's going on with Perfect Dark. We have no idea what's going on with Compulsion Games. We have no idea what's going on with State of Decay 3.
they're in development.
State of Decay 3 was announced like years ago, like not even last
State of
year. It
Decay
was announced.
3?
Yeah, that was
That
announced.
wasn't announced until last year.
No, it was not. It was announced at the Video Game Awards like 2 years ago.
No,
It was not announced last year. Remember they
2020?
showed. They announced that.
And it had to been 2020. It was announced.
Yeah, in 2020. So that's 2 years. It's 2 years ago, with just a teaser and no,
but we don't
not
know
even any information.
Okay, but we don't know where they're at.
I know that's the
thing. That could be just okay, but how long do these games normally take? I mean, look, the games are more demanding than ever nowadays. People want 4K. They want options for performance or graphic mode. People just want more.
No, that's lies. We want 4K 60.
Yeah,
that's right. But at the same time, we were all sold on the fact that these consoles were easier to program for, that the tools were, you could Unreal Engine, right? You look at all this great stuff you could roll up in Unreal Engine, that kind of thing.
Well, okay, but Unreal Engine 5 didn't really get released until this year, right? So we know.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about just 5.
We know. I think Project got them. I mean, not Project.
Don't you play with my heart?
No, but some of these studios that they're upgrading from Unreal Engine 4 to 5, right? Mm-hmm. And so doesn't that take longer to upgrade to that? That's what Hellblade is.
I have no idea.
3 weeks.
Yeah, it might be 3 weeks, but
remember
that's what they always say. It's 3 weeks. Look,
remember though who was it? Wasn't it Turn 10 or somebody that took a game and put it up on Unreal Engine 3 in like a week and a half or something stupid like that? There was something, I read something about that. And the Coalition is working with Unreal. Yeah. We have no idea. We haven't even heard anything from the Coalition, come to think of it.
Maybe they have a new game.
Well, maybe. Hopefully.
They're working on some remasters. But, I mean, that's what June 12th is for. We'll have to wait to find out. But even then, you're going to get announcement of all these games. They're not going to have dates. People are going to complain about it. When are they going to come out? It's dry this year. Just more shit to complain about when we don't know even other games. What else is coming out? I mean,
what is coming out?
We all have backlog. We just we
got the Flight Simulator, the Top Gun app.
Oh, that comes out next week, doesn't it?
Next week,
something like
that.
I
mean, that's it's the fact that we're sitting here trying to think about what's coming out towards the end of this year shows you how dry this entire year has been.
I mean, like they were dry.
I mean, they always say dry. I mean, there's so much to play.
Not dry.
There's so much.
We can't even finish. If you have multiplayer, both of you have a PS5. There's still games that you haven't played. Peter plays games every week. He plays more than we do, and he's never runs out.
Just buy Elden Ring. It'll take you a long time.
But hold on, so if we're gonna sit here and complain, well, how come Xbox, they got 23 studios, they acquired all these studios, and what have they released? It's gonna be dry year. So
maybe next year they're gonna have forced delays because otherwise all the games coming out at once, which is not good either.
So let me run through this real quick.
Because then you go all in the same cycle. So then 3 or 4 years we're sitting in the same boat.
Yeah.
But they're not staggered.
343 Halo Infinite came out last year.
Okay.
We had World's Edge. They had Age of Empire 4 last year.
Okay, last year.
Coalition, Years 5 in 2019, Tactics in 20. Compulsion, that was 2016. But they got acquired in, 2018?
They got acquired right before the launch of We Happy Few.
I believe it was 2018 when they announced that.
Hold on.
Double Fine Psychonauts 2 came out last year. They got acquired, last year, the year before? 20?
They got acquired. Yeah, 2020.
Initiative, they're working on Perfect Dark. But they announced it last year at the Game Awards, right? Was
2
it
years
last
ago.
year or
2 years.
2 years ago?
Yep.
In Exile, Wasteland 3.
No. It was last year because we had Mav on, so it was last
Okay.
year. It was.
In Exile, Wasteland 3 that came out in 20, which they have said they're working on something else. Mojang with does Minecraft, they did Dungeons that came out in 20. But they're always working on stuff, updating.
Yeah, they're updating Minecraft.
DLC and all this stuff. Ninja Theory, Hellblade came out in 2017. And then they got acquired, I think, in 2018 or so.
They got acquired the same year Compulsion did.
And they announced Hellblade at the Game Awards show in 2019.
Right.
So, but we don't know exactly like when exactly did they start on that. How early, when they got acquired from Xbox, how early in development were they? I'm sure with Xbox jumping on board, giving them more money, that probably, well, we got all this extra money, we need it. Maybe Xbox said, what do you need? What do you want? What do you want to do with this game? It's probably, okay, this is what we really want. Okay, here's the money. So a longer development time. Obsidian, they did Outer Worlds 2, and that came out in 2019. They also did Grounded, which is early access, but that came out in 20. But we know they're already working on.
We know they're working on Outer Worlds 2.
Yeah, and then that rumor is Grounded probably get a full release this year.
Yep. And don't forget with Ninja Theory, there's also that Project Mara, whatever that is.
Yeah, and then they also did that little project, the multiplayer one. I can't remember the name of. It was like a.
Shit! Yeah, Crazy Juan liked that game.
Yeah, he was playing a lot on that. That kind of fell off though. But it was cool. I played it a couple of times.
Started with a B.
Yeah.
Something city, wasn't it?
Bleeding Edge.
Bleeding Edge.
Yeah. Playground, Forza Horizon 5, 21.
Yeah.
And we know they're working on Fable.
That's another one. Fable.
Probably get the Forza Horizon 5 DLC.
Oh yeah, they're always working on that stuff. And then Rare Sea of Thieves came out in 2018, and then they're working on Everwild, which seems like that.
We think they are
delayed a little bit longer because.
Well, because they're raking in that Sea of
or whatever going on.
Well, they're raking in that Sea of Thieves money.
Yeah, which is done good. Even though I know Peter and Juan, that whole deal with the whole streamers and all that's kind of gone, but they've supported that game a lot. Turn 10, Forza Motorsport 7 didn't come out that was 2017, but we know they're rebuilding the engine. Whole new, and then they came out and said Forza Motorsport, no, there's no name, no nothing, no sequel, and that seemed like that's going to be a live service. So I could see why they kind of wanted to delay that, develop it a little bit longer.
Well, they never had an original date for that, so there was no delay.
But there's possibility that may drop this year.
I wonder if
it's June, and there's a good possibility. I've been hearing.
I mean, people have been playtesting it, so
yeah.
Your inside sources, Chris?
Yeah, I got them. Undead Labs, State of Decay 2 came out 2018, and then they announced State of Decay 3 in development. So they came out 2018. They got acquired from around that time also.
They got acquired so Compulsion, Playground, Undead, and Ninja Theory all got acquired in 2018.
Yeah. So soon after, I'm sure they started, okay, we want to do State of Decay 3. They got inflow of cash and support from Xbox. We don't know where they're at, but they did come out and announce it. It seemed like, I think that's going to be on Unreal Engine 5, but I could be wrong. So if some of these studios are going to now use Unreal Engine 5, and Unreal Engine 5 didn't officially come out this year, it's going to take them a little bit longer to make sure, upgrade up to that and make sure everything has to work. I mean, so it's probably why we're not hearing any dates on that. Who knows what happened June 12th, right?
And that's the thing. That's the wild card.
Yeah. Bethesda Fallout 76 came out in 2018. And they're still supporting that. And I've seen some good stuff from that. There's one called Alpha Dog, which is part of when they acquired ZeniMax. I think this is like a mobile
I
studio.
think I think you're right.
Wrathborn or something like that came out in 2012. It was an RPG. It's still supported to this day, but I didn't see anything else from them. You got ZeniMax Online, did Elder Scrolls Online 2014, but that's still a big thing now. It's still supported I think on all platforms, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Tango Ghostwire. They released this year, March, which they've already had a contract to be on PS5. So, you know, if Xbox had acquired ZeniMax earlier, maybe that would have released this year on Xbox, but that's the way that went down, right? ID, they did Doom Eternal, that came out in 20. And then you got Arcane, that Deathloop that came out last year, holiday,
And
right? Came out kind of,
right.
I don't know, December, November. And of course, they're working on Redfall.
And
And then, of course,
Warhammer.
Huh?
Warhammer.
Oh, yeah, Warhammer, that's ID, right?
No,
Or-
Warhammer was who does
Yeah,
Warhammer?
I'm trying to remember
It's
who else
going to be
Warhammer was.
September.
That's right. That's supposed to be
let's
this
see.
fall too.
Yeah, I'm looking at
Fat Shark, developer Fat Shark. Yeah, Fat Shark AB.
Okay. Is that
Triumph. Hey, what's up, Triumph Design? He says Fable will come out in 2026. Who knows? It probably will. I mean, we don't know where they are in the development, and that's probably going to be a huge game. So we got Machine Games. They did Wolfenstein Youngblood in 2019.
right? And they're
But
working
there's
on
also talk of Wolfenstein, the next Wolfenstein, right?
well, they're also
that
working
should be-
on the Indiana Jones title,
Oh yeah, that's
which again
Art-
we've heard
Oh yeah, that's right.
nothing else
Machine
about.
Games, you're right.
Right.
Roundhouse. So Roundhouse, another ZeniMax part deal. They were used to be called Human Head, and they did Rune 2 in 2019. So that's the 23 studios. But all I'm saying is that a lot of these, majority of them, came out 2021. So we can't expect too much. I know we're due for Compulsion, especially, and Ninja Theory. But Obsidian already announced a game in work, and most of these have already just released the game. So I'm sure they already have games in development, but I mean, it's still kind of early though. I know people I get it. We want these games to come out, especially in the holidays, right? Because that's when a lot of us can take time off of work and we can jump on these big games that that get us excited for it, right? And it is disappointing, but I know us three here, we're not a bunch of drama queens, TMZ. We're not going to sit here and
No, of course not.
try to speculate, that the internal studios, there's something wrong as far, because we just don't know. But
I mean, it depends on,
but
again.
the dates, I get the dates that. As far as Phil, Matt Booty, and the head of these studios, they need to maybe do a better job on their scheduling dates, try to figure out what's a good date and when we can announce it. Now we got to understand too that these studios they're still kind of new under Xbox, so they're still got to get a feel for each other and kind of get a better understanding that how can they manage all this in a timely manner, right? Because at some point, all these studios are going to be releasing games almost on top of each other. So
I think that the announcement of the delays, I think the timing of the announcement of delays is maybe something that is a tactical. Hear me out. I think that people would have been softer on these delays had the delay announcements come in the June 12th showcase after or right before or right after showing gameplay. Actually, right before showing gameplay. Todd Howard comes out and he says, folks, Phil, as you guys know, Phil came to town. We sat down, we talked, and we've decided that Starfield needs some more time for us to make this the best game that we could possibly make it. You guys know how ambitious we're making this game. So we made the conscious decision to push the game back into the first half of 2023. But we want you to see what we've been working on. And they show a big gameplay trailer in game, right? They show off what this is going to be, and I think that softens the blow. The other issue I think that people have, which they just got this little blurb that I'm showing on the screen. Like, this is all they got, right? Just a tweet. Thank you for your support. And I think that didn't help. Same thing with Redfall. Arcane, Phil comes out because I think Phil announced the game. So Phil could certainly speak for Arcane. Todd Howard can certainly speak for Bethesda, but Phil could come out and say the same thing. You guys might notice we didn't have anything ready on Redfall. It was supposed to come out in the summer. We want this game to be special, so we're gonna push it back to first half of 2023. But here's some gameplay to get your to get you excited for what's to come. And then you hit them with the gameplay trailer. And I think people will go, damn, I can't believe they delayed Starfield. But damn, did you see how good it looks? If it's going to look that good, if it's going to look better than that, then delay away. And I think that's where maybe while Phil's having dinner with them, 45 minutes from my house, and they're all smile. I'll tell you, but I joked because you saw the big picture with Phil and Todd and Pete and all those guys, and everybody's smiling except for Todd.
Yeah.
Todd had news. Todd was going to disappoint Phil that night, and he knew it. So better to buy him dinner first.
Do you think of us on a napkin at a bar and he shoves it like?
What's up, AssassinLupa? I would say this too, and you might be right, but also it could be if they waited until June for the show, then the delay announcement could overshadow the gameplay stuff. But no matter how good it is, then people get more pissed off. Like, God damn, I enjoyed what I saw. I want to play that. Now I can't play it.
Yeah, that's been all they talk about.
And now the delay's already out of the way. That's not the big top. That hopefully by then it kind of died down a little bit. People, okay, I get it. Hopefully we see some real good gameplay on exactly what we're going to be missing this fall, and hopefully look forward to sooner in next year.
January 2nd.
Yeah. Same thing. And Redfall, come out in March or a little bit later. But I see people in the chat, and another line later, it's like, well, they shouldn't be announcing games too soon. And Xbox got criticized for that because back in the day, they're like, they're not announcing it. What are they working on? How do we know that they got something ahead? Why can't they be like Sony? Because Sony would announce their games way ahead of time, right? I mean, at least 2 years ahead of time. It showed at E3, and we don't see anything until 2 years later and finally get a date. So what do people want? People are going to complain that, they're showing it way too ahead of time. And then people are going to complain, well, they're not showing anything. How do we know what are they working on? But I do agree they should not be putting hard dates or even a window until at least you're like 6 months or so. You're going to be hitting gold and soon, They need to work on that. Everybody, not just Xbox, but everybody does.
Yeah.
Well, it's like a stupid arms race. You know, I would say like don't show anything till like, you know, we're within a year of release. You know.
Yeah, but with Starfield, that's exactly what they did.
No, but every game is like nowadays is like, you know, they show something like 3 years in advance, and like, you know, and every couple of months they re-show the same game over and over and over again. It's like, you know, I don't care to see the progress on the game. It's like, you know, why wait what you can have in 3 months if, you know, games are coming out? You know, you should be focusing on that. It's coming out soon, not what's coming out in 3 years.
I partially agree with that. I think,
but
that
everybody does that. So everybody has to do that in order to be relevant, perhaps. But it's just dumb.
And the Game Awards is given at the audience where you have all these views. So someone wants to like, ooh, we got to show it off tonight. We got to show it off the Game Awards. Yeah. So like they did with Hellblade 2, got people pumped up. But of course they're waiting. And you know what? I don't mind that stuff because I know, okay, it's in work. It's something to look forward to at some point. They're going to announce the date, blah, blah, blah. I don't care.
Yeah, but they show something. It's like, oh, I really want to play it. And it's like, oh, wait, when's it coming out? First of all, oh, we don't know it's coming out if they don't give a date. And then so far ahead, it's like...
Well, what about like, you know how
it's like at that point you can almost not enjoy the games that are currently coming out because you're looking forward to play this that new thing that's right around the corner.
Well, come on,
like, you know, I don't want to spend my money yet because that game is don't know when it's coming.
But it's like Marvel. Marvel has done. They've been successful and they've been, you know, hell, they get a roadmap and they show all the Marvel movies that are going to be coming out over the years. So to me, I don't have a problem with that if Xbox, Sony, and them want to do that, as long as they're sticking to the game development. It's in work, you know. They're trying to get it out in a timely manner, you know. Depending on the size of the game, you know, we're not going to be waiting 10 years, you know. Don't announce it that long, but I don't mind a year, maybe at most.
Maybe a year at most. No. Then you know, just show me the game that's coming out within this year period and. At that point, stick a date on it because you're sure it's coming out. That's it. If you don't know, then if you don't know if it's coming out within a year, then don't show.
But Xbox got
we don't have to put a date on it
like,
either.
Oh, you're acquiring all these studios. What are you doing? Where's the games? And then they announce it, and then they just can't win. I mean,
I don't think
it's not happy because of Hellblade 2, and we don't have anything more on that. So he's concerned for that. So. And I know because he wants to play that soon, but
I'm not. Go ahead, get that shout out. Sorry.
Quick shout out to Dark CMF. He's a member for 3 months. Thank you. He says, "Good evening, NLG. Hit that like."
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
But only hit it once.
Well, hit it twice if you can. I don't know if you can cheat the system. I don't completely agree about the Hellblade 2 thing because if they put out a date for Hellblade 2, right? And they did one or two more of those. So think of it like a movie, right? So movies sometimes will get dates that are a year out. But throughout the year, you'll get a teaser trailer, then you'll get another trailer, you'll get some TV spots, and they'll show snippets, right? And then
by the time the movie comes out, you've already seen everything in the trailers.
You've seen all the good things.
This movies, all the funny parts are already shown, and then the actual movie comes out. It's like I've seen that, I've seen it, and nothing else is funny. It's like, yeah.
But my point is,
at the same time, they have to appeal to their investors. And if their investors are saying, what are you doing with all this money? Because Xbox and Microsoft have spent a lot of money.
Shouldn't that be part of the investor, whatever meetings or whatever communication they have going around?
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. It's like, okay, we'll work on this. We might read about it, but it's not like...
we're looking at a release window around here, but I get it. You know, they don't have to announce that to the public. But then you get these leaks too, you know.
Yeah, but we don't see videos and other stuff.
And what game you're working on. it's ahead of time. But I mean, they do everything time before E3, right? Back in the day.
Right. And again, I want to be, I think because I've always been on that hill, right? Why aren't we seeing anything? Why aren't we seeing anything? Why aren't we seeing anything? I'm on that hill. I'm on that hill. So
yeah,
I know,
you want us, you're excited for the potential,
and I guess all that I had been, continuing to say is, if you are going to, if you delay Starfield but you show it, and they really haven't. The problem is they haven't showed anything. So people are saying, people are saying, well, what in the hell have you been doing this whole time? At least we all laughed at Halo Infinite, right? But at least people acknowledged that they showed something, and then they were able to show something the following. They started showing things. At Halo Infinite, I think, even though the end result wasn't what we wanted, they still did it right. They would put out some little snippets here and there, and people were saying at the time, okay, that looks much better than it did last year. Okay, now we're starting to see Halo. Now no sign of Craig. And the difference between that and Starfield and Redfall and Avowed and Everwild and Perfect Dark, and the list goes on and on and on, is you're not even getting that. Like, you're not even getting
for those games.
Is it though? Is it really too soon?
Halo Infinite was in development for like 5 years before they started showing. They showed that first, beta play, whatever it was, and then everybody got all upset about that, about the way it looked.
Well, the first thing they showed was the composed video. Remember?
Right. But I mean, is it? I
think that wasn't even like gameplay stuff or in-engine stuff.
Right. I mean, are they?
I'd have used the engine, but not the.
Yeah.
Quick shout out to Yobi. He's a member for 13 months. 13. He says.
Thank you, Yobi.
Peace, love,
our brother.
life. Thank you, gents.
No, but I mean, is it so? Is it so behind in development that you can't see any vertical slice of State of Decay 3? I mean, we got at least to see, and this is why I'm not as concerned about, if you put Hellblade 2 in a bubble, we saw a great gameplay clip of Hellblade 2, and that got us, at least got me hype, right? So they put out another one at the end of the year, just another little slice. How long can you be hyped
without popping another Viagra? It's like,
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Just like, popping it out.
I mean, the time in between is too long. It's like.
But that's the thing. We don't know how far they are in development, and they're not going to sit there and say, we're about 3 months out. I mean, whoa.
The Darkseid for the super chat for $20. He says, I feel like we won't see Starfield this summer. If they show it and it looks great now and at launch, the question is, why was it delayed? If it looks crap, the question is, how is this considered close to ready? No W's.
Oh, yeah, all good questions.
Those are good questions.
If it comes out and it doesn't look good, then they might be delayed longer than the first half of 23.
2020, right?
I mean, because look at what Halo Infinite. Even though I didn't think it was bad, that first gameplay, I understood that it's early, still had time, but they delayed it a year, which probably was the best thing for it. Looking at it now, but I mean, I think the studios too. One, the pandemic, everything they had to go through. We don't know how the people working on these games, how things were for their families, and working at home. Did it give them a disconnect? Stuff like that.
Yeah, but with Starfield, they should have known that last year. How that it's not going to take another year. No, that it's going to take more than a year.
Maybe, but then if they knew that last year, then they should have put the date on there.
No, they should not have.
But if at the time everything was looking on schedule and things were working,
it's still
we don't know
It's
we
still,
don't know,
you can't manage people's expectations. Once you
but
put
we
a
don't
date
know.
on there, people expect that to be
Right.
met.
But we don't know a checklist like they had. Okay, we got to do this and that, and we're getting close to this date. We're doing this, and uh-oh, we're having problems. What's going on? And something with the engine, blah blah. And I guess at some point they decide it's going to take us longer to get this right. I mean, I work in the industry where, we work aviation engines, and engines come in, and ahead of time we lay out a plan. We know what we got to do, but throughout the build, from disassembly to assembly, things happen. It could be we're waiting on parts, or something happened, a part got damaged. By the time the engine gets in test cell, doesn't work, something's wrong, and it gets rejected. We got to come back and to kind of look at things. And so now we're not meeting that schedule that we told the customer that we were going to do. So I kind of look at it like this: like you have your process throughout. Sometimes things happen. Creating games is not easy. You two understand it more than I do. The coding and all that. You got the engine, and then if you do this, let's do this, and let's implement it into the game. Oh, now it's breaking this. Now it broke something. Now you got to figure out why. I mean, look at Sea of Thieves, right? I think they kind of did it smart for that game, and I understood what they were going to do from the beginning. They were going to bring out a decent game from the start, that they said you can go and play with your friends and explore the world of Sea of Thieves. They didn't promise all this content and all this stuff. The game was made to you to enjoy the game with your friends on these ships and work together as pirates. Me, Peter, Juan, and Nate, and so on. Myke, you jumped in with us, and Coop. We had a good time at what we were doing, what that game was about at the time.
Yeah, that game was fun at that point in time.
Yeah, and then people at the time, there were a lot of people who came in and maybe they just didn't see it the way we did. They're like, there's not enough content here. Where's this? Where's the story? Blah, blah. But over time, they kept supporting it. If they threw all that stuff that they wanted to do in the beginning, the game would have been broken. And even then, during the time when they would patch the game, they would patch it weekly. And then they listen from the feedback from the gamers, and they go, okay, let's do this. The fish, they're not winking at you when you're underwater or whatever. Okay, now we're going to make a wink. But then it might break something else. These games are not easy to make. We just don't know exactly what's going on. They're not going to give us the full story. All we can do is hope that if they say early part of next year, let's hope that this June they give us some good stuff, good gameplay, from these, so we can get a better understanding of what we're looking at, and then we can get, some of us, depending, we get more hyped, and let's hope that it does come out early enough in the next year. We don't have to wait too long, but I don't know.
But it's like they haven't learned about, announcing stuff either too early or put fixed dates on it.
Well, besides
they can burn by it so many times, and they still do that. So it's like
these two games. What other games have they announced too early, and then they didn't? I mean, Halo Infinite didn't really get a hard date, right? Even
right.
Did they have that problem with the Gears 5? I don't remember.
I don't think they delayed. I don't think they delayed Gears 5.
It seemed like, what's his name? That left. He seemed like he was pretty. And I will say this: if you have a good manager, someone who can manage the schedule, to manage, the checklist as you're going through your process and developing the game, that helps out a lot. And someone who can work with the people who are working on this stuff and keep them going, engage and, what's going on? Let's help you out. We don't know that either. I mean, that some of that could be the problem too. But, but I mean, like I said, I don't worry too much about that stuff. I'm not concerned about what's going on as far as within the studio, what's going on, why, because I don't care. I'll just wait and play games until they give us a good, better date and show us more gameplay. And, when the game comes out, I'll play it.
Well, we all will do that. That's the other thing too. Is like none of us are dropping our our Game Pass subscriptions and selling our Xboxes and
might as well, according to social media.
And look, I do think that I don't think necessarily that Phil is falling down on a job, blah 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 blah. I do think Matt Booty though needs to get his ass in gear, start getting some control.
We don't know what kind of relationship he has with the studios.
He needs to have.
We should see some of that stuff though.
Oh, I'm sure that he does. He that's his job, right? To go keep in contact, go visit, play the game. How's everything going? What do y'all need?
In fact, in that picture, I don't think was he in that picture? Did he go? Did Matt Booty? Did he even go to Bethesda when Phil went? I don't know if he was even there.
I don't think so. Why would he go? He's at Microsoft Studios. He's not Bethesda.
See, De Niro's still waiting for Cuphead DLC.
You're right.
We should write our senators and tell them to say, Microsoft, get your hands off Xbox. Sell that junk to 10 cents, guys.
Yeah, don't let them buy Activision until they give us a better date on these games.
And start right. Call your senators because
we demand better management on the release dates.
Yep. I mean, come on. Microsoft announces that they're going to acquire Activision, and all of a sudden, Call of Duty skips a year too. I'm just saying.
They already announced that before it's official.
They did that. They did that on their own.
Oh. I do want to.
Cerebral Paul, he knows.
There's a lot of great chat going on. You guys in the chat, love you guys so much. The great part about our chat is you guys are so in this conversation with us. Now, but I do want to, because both De Niro and Paul are talking about COVID. Here's my problem with just simply saying, "Oh, COVID." Double Fine Studios put out a video before Psychonauts was released, talking about how they switched to an all-remote system and how they adapted to it and how they were able to continue working forward. At the same time,
some studios can do it better than others, though, depending how their workflow is.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're smaller studios.
But Bungie announced not too long ago, within the last 5 or 6 months, maybe it was even sooner, that they are switching to an all remote
right
as
they
well.
Probably have their workflow set up that they could actually do that.
And they may have already been doing some of that already.
Some studios,
well, they had to
change.
No, but
it
I mean, even before
the way they're doing their business.
No, but Paul, Bungie, no, you're right. Digital Fine is not Bethesda, nor is Bungie. But I will tell you that Bethesda resides in my state. People were back at work in their offices quicker in Maryland than most other states. So they were not very early 2021.
But you got to understand too that Bethesda is not just there. You have Austin and somewhere else, but they all are working on this game.
But even the ones who are working remotely could help people that were in, because the Bethesda is based out of Rockville, and they have offices up as far as Hunt Valley. I know that the Rockville and Baltimore offices were able to open. Were able to open in early 2021. I know that. So by choice is different than by force, or by So, but they had the opportunity to work in the office. Is my point. No worries, Sister Lupa. Real life stuff. When do you get to do real life stuff? Axel says, "Slap that like button like you're Will Smith." I think
She's talking about go play games.
That's right. That's real life stuff. So all that said, June 12th looms large. Maybe they all showed up to work with COVID. When I have no choice.
Well, and I think it's going rampant right now again. So, maybe that's
but
maybe that has to do with the delay too. Is like maybe have their forces out or affected in some way.
I do know at my
Who knows?
work,
I don't know.
That could be. I mean,
Omni variant did hit a lot of people, so people had to be out for like 5 days.
I mean, the past week, my daughter was it's close contact with 4 individuals on different occasions. That's how bad it is.
Yeah, well, and
it was not just school; it was like everywhere. It's like
some areas,
you can't get out of the house, or you've been in close contact. I mean,
some areas, but lately, when I got COVID back in early March, was it March? Yeah. I don't know, it hit me hard for 3 days, and then 2 days I was fine. But I have not seen anybody at my work area getting it again.
Everybody in the house here got it again except me. Somehow I will say somehow I have avoided all COVID. So, Sister Caitlin,
you didn't know it.
That's what my wife thinks too, but I haven't officially ever tested positive for COVID. I'm just going with that. So, have a great night, brother Jago. So, I do know the numbers are jumping up in Maryland a bit. I mean, I do know that. We're still under 10%, but they're jumping up a little bit. They're absolutely. But we're also, like, I've heard most people are like, okay, we're just learning to live with it now. So I think that's thankfully where we are.
More rampant too, and it's probably underreported because you just testing.
And I think even
Microsoft could be.
And Xbox, they just barely got back to the offices.
Yeah,
they're starting to post pictures of So,
yes.
But I mean, I get what you're saying. A lot of these studios, a lot of them, are used to working from home, right? Because they bring their work home or whatever. So it's probably not a huge issue depending on the studio. But when you got big studios like 343, and I'm sure the Bethesda, they got a lot of people working on this, and at multiple sites of different time zones and so on. It just hasn't really been easy the past few years. So I know it's not just COVID as an issue as far why these, some of these games are taking longer to develop or having issues, but it's so many reasons. Eventually they will come out. I mean, look, Bethesda's been in the business for a while. They've developed quite a few games. They've been criticized many times for all their bugs, right? That's what they're known for. So
they didn't get sold for a reason. Think about it.
Yeah, that's true.
But
that's true.
To me, for me, it's no reason to be concerned because they've proven themselves in the past. They brought good games, and Starfield will come out when it's ready and should be good.
Hey, if they show a whole new Wolfenstein, everything is.
They just might.
I've forgotten.
Yeah, that would be. And it's available now.
That is like coming out in October.
I'm sure they've grown to where they have enough people to work on Indiana Jones and the new Wolfenstein.
I'll take a new Wolfenstein.
Yeah, they may get it.
If it's not the Two Sisters though, it has some issues. Not that because they're two sisters, but
I don't think that did as well as they probably wanted, right?
No, I mean, well, it had its flaws. It
has
was.
Its flaws. We still had fun.
I still enjoyed it, but it had its flaws.
Has its flaws. We definitely go back to that and finish it off, though.
We do. We need to do that. I'm ready for that. So it's always time. There's always time to kill Nazis.
There you go.
Always.
De Niro Pro hit it. the
baby formula
baby
storage.
formula.
Maybe the
A
baby's
lot of people
crying,
went
and
out to Starfield. They had babies. They're looking for baby formula. I mean, come on now.
Oh my God. They'll
Get
find it
more
in
time.
space. They'll find it in space. Oh, no. All
just
right.
collect some
Phil.
stardust, and that's it.
So we will stop calling brother. It wasn't Brotherhood. It was Youngblood.
Youngblood.
And it wasn't.
Yeah.
Pete.
Welcome, POP.
Dang,
POP.
it's Tuesday. Keep forgetting. It's okay.
Right?
It's
I
okay.
know
It's
who that
only
is.
it's only been the second week. Hey, brother Pete. Guess what I got? Youngblood, short, disjointed, boring. It wasn't boring. I think it was boring. You know what? It's boring if you play it by yourself.
Yes.
Peter and I were not bored. We might have
No.
had issues with respawning and enemy respawns, but boredom?
No, we never got bored.
No. Oh, something ate my alien. Best game on there. Okay. I will check that out. I was telling the guys earlier, my goal is to put RetroArch on this thing. That's what I want to do.
De Niro had a question. He said, if there's no big first-party AAA game dropping at the end of the year, what, in your opinion, does Xbox have to do to save the end of the year?
Well, it depends on what we're considering needing to. What?
Save the end for what? As an investor or as a gamer?
Well, it's all these people, the people who have their own opinions on, well, if Xbox doesn't drop anything this year, then it's all doom and gloom and blah, blah, blah. And
One thing that I do,
even if they drop Forza Motorsport, you're going to still have, and some of us will be like, all right, cool, I'm ready to play that. But then you're going to still have people out there, oh, look, they dropped another Forza, they dropped another Gears, another Halo. That's all you hear about that, right? Halo Infinite came out last holiday.
Mm-hmm.
So Forza Motorsport comes out, and that's the only really big first party from Xbox, and you're going to hear that. But I would look. We don't know what all. I mean, we know there's some because with Cream, but that got pushed back, and Xbox can't control that either with some of these third-party deals. So we don't know what all kind of. June 12 might show some more, but as far as indie games have been huge with Xbox and Game Pass, right? Because this last year and this year, like you had Ascent, you had Crossfire, regardless of if the games were good or what you like about it, you had the Gunk, Last Stop, Lake, Medium, that came out 21. Microsoft Flight Simulator, that was last year. Sable, Shredders, Song of Iron, you had Tunic this year, and then 12 Minutes. That's a lot of indie games there. Some pretty decent ones. A lot of people like. I mean, we don't, and I'm sure this. There was a few indie games that I heard that were coming out this year.
But De Niro's hitting on something that I was just about to ask. The
AAA.
And I think that, we did say the word investors, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, investors are looking for Microsoft to sell Xboxes and sell Game Pass subscriptions. Without that big game that they were banking on in November, what does that do realistically to their Game Pass subscriptions? I mean, that is
going up though, even without.
But now that they don't have their big game to sell that subscription on in November,
But now we're assuming that will move a needle. We don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
We're just-
people
I think
are
they're still going to grow, but they may not grow as much. But we don't know what other third-party deals they have in line too for Game Pass.
Yeah, but are they going to
surprised us a few times here and there?
They have. Will they grow that? Will they grow
Hey, we get
this
Farm
holiday
Simulator
on that?
22 this month.
That's true.
Yeah,
We do
there
get
you go.
Farm Simulator 22.
And that, I'm out. I don't give a shit about hardware sales and all that, but they've been pretty successful these past few months. As far as of course, the Series S is what's saved them because they have tons of those out there. Because they were smart about making sure they had what they need. I mean, it's easier to produce that one. You just don't have any PS5s out there, right? So how can you sell them if they're not out there?
Well, and that's
what they, and of course I think
that's
they're having
the other
a hard
half
time
of
with
it.
chips too, right? With the Xbox has a better hold on that. So I mean, there's a lot of factors in it, but I think they've still been successful, even so far this year without a big AAA game this first half of the year. But of course, I mean, if Starfield and Redfall came out this year, that would definitely help with Game Pass, no doubt. But like Peter said, we don't know, we haven't really seen those games either. So,
well, no, but just without it in the lineup,
mm-hmm.
I can't imagine that they're gonna. People aren't buying Game Pass for the indie game. They're still buying Game Pass because there are big games in there, and they know that they're getting. There are people that got Game Pass. I don't know why they got it now, but there are
that's
people
so
that
stupid. I know people who got remember bought like PlayStation 4 for a particular game and other stuff. And
right. People bought
you
Game
don't buy
Pass.
what can be. That's just.
Well, but they bought Game Pass based on the fact that they knew at the time that Starfield was coming out in November, on November whatever it was. So
yeah, but why buy it now? Why waste 6 months?
Well, there are a lot of other games to play on there.
Well, there are a lot of other games.
While you're waiting for Starfield to come out, it's not a big deal.
Yes, there are a lot of other games.
If people want to base it off of that, then that's their deal. They want to wait, they can wait. I mean, what are you gonna do? And Paul, look, Cerebral Paul said, fiscal year doesn't end until later. So
yeah, June. That's what I said.
There you go. June. So those games are already be out, and they're already be, by then, maybe, hopefully.
Maybe, hopefully, right? We don't even have a solid. So you have nothing to promise your customer to get them to buy your subscription.
Well, I don't think it's a good idea to give another promise date when they already delayed from the date that they put in their trailer. I think what they learned that, like with the way they handled Halo Infinite, they didn't give a date until it was like for sure. Yep, all right, December 19th. There you go. So they're probably gonna wait till then too.
Yeah, I mean. Well, yeah, Paul, you have your Game Pass through February 25th. I have mine through 24. We're not paying for it.
But you already paid for it, though.
Right. So mine's sunk cost. Not all of it. Not all those subscriptions are sunk cost.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with it. From the business standpoint, it's hard to see. It's hard to see how you sell Xbox this holiday without the big Xbox game. But we'll see. We shall see.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right. We got about a half hour left. I think we've done the good 90 minutes on this. So let's switch gears a little bit to the next bit.
Our next topic. PlayStation Plus tier news.
Yes. So, So yesterday.
Hey, what's up, Scott P?
Scott, what's up, brother Scott? So yesterday, we got some new information about. Was it yesterday? Or was it today? What's today? Today's the 17th. We got that yesterday, right? Yeah, yesterday. Yesterday was the 16th. Thank you.
Yeah.
Some new news on the PlayStation Plus tiers with some bonus news about some games coming into the lineup that announced via third party. So I'm gonna throw this on while we're talking about it. So
Thanks, De Niro. Have a good night.
Have a great night, De Niro. Man, we switch over to PlayStation. De Niro runs. Okay.
I know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Have a good night, brother. So, as you're seeing on the screen, you start talking about the extra and the premium game catalog. Games that are coming into the catalog to start are I'm gonna hit the PS5 games: Demon Souls, Destruction All Stars, Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, Spider-Man Miles Morales, Returnal. So, Peter, we may want to hold off on buying those Returnals.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking
There's
about
no
it.
Returnals on those
Right.
Returnals.
But instead of spending $70 for Returnal, we should just spend $70 plus the extra, 10 or $20 for a year of PlayStation Plus extra, and we get all these games.
Exactly.
Extra is the second tier?
Extra is the second tier. Which
they did say that you're getting PS4, PS5 games, right?
Yes. So I'll tell you what. Let's go through the whole list, because I've seen. So this is another one where I've seen, I've seen people bag on this, and I've seen people say, "Well, at least it's a start." There's some stuff in here now, Chris. I'm gonna give this up to you as well. From your point, there's stuff we haven't played, right? There's stuff I haven't played on the PS5. So I could go ahead and upgrade my PS Plus subscription and roll into some of these games that I haven't played yet, while I wait another 5 years for Starfield. So,
no, I thought it was infinite co-op, campaign co-op.
Well, it's a race to see which comes first. All right, so here is what is going to be available on PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium Deluxe. Starting in the first-party internal studios: Alien Nation, Bloodborne, Concrete Genie, Days Gone, Dead Nation, Death Stranding, and Death Stranding's Director's Cut, Demon Souls, Destruction All-Stars, Everybody's Golf, Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, God of War, Gravity Rush 2, which, by the way, was an underrated game. I'm not gonna lie, right? I'm not gonna lie. Well, you guys don't know it.
Well, I think you did stream it, right?
I did stream it. Hey, what's up, Zeo Blitz? By the way, I talked to Zeo Blitz on a stream on Saturday, I think, when I streamed Trek to Yomi, which I need to stream again because I want to get more into that game. We do need to play some Halo Infinite if we can soon, because Zeo has some thoughts on that, and I promised him that I would at least play some of Season 2 so that I could act like I knew what I was talking about when we talked about it. So, Horizon Zero Dawn, Infamous First Light, Second Son, Knack, Little Big Planet 3, the 2 Rocco Lomos, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Matterfall, Medieval. There's our friend Myke's game. Patapon Remastered, Patapon 2, Resogun, Returnal, Shadow of the Colossus, Tearaway Unfolded, The Last Guardian, Last of Us Remastered, Last of Us Left Behind, Until Dawn, which I still haven't played yet either, Uncharted Nathan Drake's
I have it on
Collection.
disc.
4, Lost Legacy, which I never played, and Wipeout Omega Collection, which is fan-frickin-tastic, by the way. Third party. So here is something interesting. And these are only, the ones that are 3 stars are only, I believe, in the premium package. I think. Let me see if it says what the...
That might be right. Because they show 2 stars for deluxe, right?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. 3 stars is, yeah. Okay, hold on. So I'm spoiling the other news real quick. This title is available to PlayStation Plus Extra members as part of Ubisoft Plus Classics. Ubisoft Plus Classics games are the benefit for PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium members. So for those of you who had not heard the second part of the news, Ubisoft announced that Ubisoft Plus is coming to PlayStation. If you remember, they announced last month that Ubisoft Plus is coming to Xbox. So they've given no date on either subscription, but what they announced at the time that PlayStation Plus put this news out yesterday is they are taking a subset of their games and putting them into PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium. Now, interesting enough, there's a couple games in this list that I found funny that are not in Game Pass right now. And there's a couple I'm going to talk about. But going over to third-party games. Ashen, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, not in Game Pass. Arkham Knight, Celeste.
Not yet.
Not yet. So we'll see. Control Ultimate Edition. That's the one that's 4K and 60 frames per second and all that. Dead Cells, Far Cry 3 Remaster, which I also believe is not in Game Pass. Far Cry 4, I don't think is in Game Pass. Final Fantasy For Honor used to be in Game Pass, but isn't anymore. Hollow Knight, Guardians of the Galaxy.
I don't know if it's, I think it,
it might have come back.
Maybe.
Hey, you might be right. You might
Who
be
knows?
right.
I don't know.
I don't have my phone to look
comes
at.
and goes.
Yeah. So For Honor might actually be, if somebody wants to throw in
yes, Paul.
yeah, keep them honest. Well, if somebody wants to look at the Game Pass list while I'm Paul gets personally upset when I say ill things about Xbox. You notice that?
Yes.
Well, he's the ambassador.
I know.
He's walks a fine line.
So Zio, I don't think UB Plus is part of Plus. It's a separate subscription. That's correct. It's going to be a separate subscription on both the PlayStation and Xbox. But these games that are in the Classics list are going into the Extra and Premium subscription. Guardians of the Galaxy, which is in Game Pass. Mortal Kombat 11, which is in Game Pass. Naruto Shippuden, which I don't even think is out on the Xbox. NBA 22, 2K22, which just came to Game Pass. Outer Wilds, which is. Red Dead 2 is. Resident Evil.
Oh, talking about the NBA 2K22. Like, I played a little bit of the My Player stuff, and it's like, I thought I was playing Grand Theft Auto. I was like in a city, and I had to go around on a skateboard and stuff. It's like, when can I play ball? It was a major turnoff. I turned it off. That was a disgrace.
For Honor Standard Edition is in Game Pass console and cloud. Yeah. All right, so that's probably the same version here. Red Dead 2, Resident Evil. I'm not sure, is Resident Evil in Game Pass? Soul Calibur.
I don't know.
Soul Calibur 6 was. South Park Fractured But Whole. I need to play this. I had not played this yet. I played Stick of Truth, really liked it. I heard this was better. Artful Escape Crew 2 and The Division. The Division. Ha!
Just the first one?
Just the first one. That's funny. So the PlayStation Plus Premium Classics catalog will also get Ape Escape, Hot Shots Golf, IQ, Jumping Flash, Siphon Filter, Stardust, Super Stardust Portable. Third-party games, Mr. Driller, Tekken 2, Worms World Party, Worms Armageddon. These are not. So Nick was just saying it's not a bad. He's not super impressed with the initial lineup. All right, so Dark is. Thank you, brother Dark. Dark saying Resident Evil 7 is in Game Pass, but not the first remaster. So Mr. Driller, Tekken 2, this is not as impressive. Game Pass definitely has better older games for sure. Classic game remasters. Ape Escape 2, Arc the Lad, Dark Cloud 1 and 2, Fanavision Hot Shots Tennis, Jak 2, a bunch of Jak stuff, which I'd love to play. Jak 2, 3, Combat Racing, but these are all remasters, not the originals. Jak and Daxter Precursor Legacy, Rogue Galaxy, Siren, Wild Arms 3. These should be in... See, I got a problem with this. These are remasters. These should be in the extra. You shouldn't have to get a premium tier to play a friggin' remaster. That's not cool. Third party. BioShock Remastered, Borderlands Handsome Collection. Is BioShock Remastered in Game Pass? I don't think it is. I think I would be playing the shit out of that if it was. Bulletstorm, you guys can have that. Kingdoms of Amalur.
Why? What's wrong with Bulletstorm?
I didn't like Bulletstorm at all.
That's a you problem.
Lego Harry Potter collection. Original PS3 games via streaming, which is only available in Plus Premium because you can't do streaming in Zero BioShock titles. You can't do PS3 streaming in the extra plan. You can only do it in the premium plan. So, Crash Commando, Demon Souls, Echo Chrome, Hot Shots Golf, Ico, both Infamouses, all the Infamouses, Roco Loco, Correcchio, Motorstorm Apocalypse, Motorstorm RC, Puppeteer Rain, Ratchet and Clank games, Resistance 3, Stardust, Super Stardust HD, Tokyo Jungle 1, Vikings Attack. Also not a great lineup, but okay. Third-party stuff. Asura's Wrath, Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2, not bad. Devil May Cry HD, Enslaved. Funny that Enslaved is in here. Fear, Lost Planet 2, Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2, and Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare.
Then it's just streaming only.
Yeah, and then the trials. This makes me laugh. This is just dumb. Time limited trials, 2 hours for most games. The playtime only counts when you're in the game. Well, thank you. Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection, Horizon Forbidden West, Cyberpunk 2077. That is funny, by the way. They went from getting kicked out of PlayStation's store to having to pay Sony for a demo of this game.
Yeah, to me that should be free.
Yeah, Farming Simulator 22, Tiny Tina's Wonderland, and WWE 2K22. Yeah, this is dumb right here.
Yeah,
this is dumb.
That should be the first tier.
At least right. Yeah.
This whole two tiers are. I mean, both the tiers are down. They should just be combined into one.
Yeah. That's one thing that I think you're gonna.
Or they have to, like Xbox has 2 tiers, right? Your regular Game Pass and then Ultimate.
Right. And Ultimate comes with the cloud streaming and stuff.
Yeah. And PC.
So North and South America on June 13th. It's really funny that North America is 3 weeks behind. 24. Let's see. 2 weeks behind. 24th, 31st, 7th, 14th. 3 weeks behind. They're not even the first launch. That's funny. Cloud streaming is there. All right, so Peter, you and I are the two PlayStation owners here, on the current PlayStation owners. Sorry, Chris, too soon.
I got a red controller somewhere.
Yeah. So let's go back and just double check what the tier pricing is. So PlayStation Plus Extra is $99 for a year. $20
$30 more, right? Than,
$20 more than Returnal. Or 30
yeah.
$30. I'm sorry, $30 more than Returnal. You're right. $69.99, $79, $89.99. $30 more than Returnal on its own. So, is there enough in the extra catalog to warrant, instead of us
Miles
buying
Morales,
2 copies?
maybe.
I was thinking that.
There's a lot of games there on the PS4 and PS5 that. So, like for me, if I were to get a PS5 soon, I would get the extra. Because then there's a lot of games there that I could play that I didn't get to play.
I think I agree with that.
Yeah. There's a lot of value there for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But of course, that's different for everybody. So
the other question is it worth an extra $50 to get the premium, to get the older games?
I wouldn't mind playing the Motorstorms ones, but it's streaming though, so I don't know.
were some of those PSP? Weren't they also talked about having some PSP?
They did.
Yeah, I think we saw them we saw a few of them in the.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a way. Let me see if there's a way to see the current.
That third tier doesn't appeal to me. The older games and all that, and the PS3 and stuff like that, the PS2 don't appeal to me. What I saw there, as far as for me.
Let's see. Get the game. No, let's see if this shows a full list of games. Here we go. All games available to PS. Oh, this is the PS Plus collection, which is also part of that extra tier.
Uh-huh.
Did you ever get your what's that game called? Let me see if we can see it in the list. Or maybe they already took it out. Persona 5? Wasn't that it?
Oh, I have no desire to play Persona 5. Let me see if I can see what, because I think it's still PS Now for now, so I guess I still have to look here.
So, Back from the Dead said Ghost of Tsushima is enough and extra. If so, for him, that.
Yeah, because remember, Ghost of Tsushima, that Ultimate Edition, that Director's Cut, Peter, is also co-op.
Oh yeah, didn't we already have that? I think so.
Oh, you're right, because it was a PS Plus. It was a PS Plus game. It was a free PS Plus game.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
you know what I think that they should do is that a lot of this should be in one tier, and then the third tier would be all of this plus day of date games for the premiere.
Oh, that would make it a no-brainer.
I mean, and then it'd be like, yeah.
That would be a no-brainer.
Yeah. That's what I would do if I was working at Sony and I'm like, how can I get more money, Because yes, you're going to have a lot of people who like to buy their games. They're going to buy the day of date. They're going to buy those games at launch, but then you got a lot of people coming in or whatever that we like Game Pass. And if you're on PlayStation, like I'll pay for that tier so I can play for those day of date.
But what was the other thing? Like on the medium tier, they would change stuff out like monthly, and the other ones Then the premium like twice a month or something like that.
I'm not. Yeah, I wasn't sure what they were doing with that. Let me scroll down to the bottom because I think
See, yeah, get the actual.
All right, availability of classics, game trials, and catalog varies over time. It doesn't. Oh, here we go. All right, a monthly refresh will occur on the first Tuesday of the month for the PlayStation Plus Essential plan. So that's the free games, right?
Oh, yeah.
So extra, an additional monthly refresh will occur in the middle of the month with new games across the PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium Deluxe plans. The number of games refreshed will vary per month. So you're right. Just like Game Pass, they're gonna swap games in and out.
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about that. So the other thing that
include their exclusives? Like they don't say.
They don't say.
That would kind of suck because then you're sitting there and you're trying to like, hey, I'm playing the Uncharted, and you want to play all the Uncharted stuff, and then they get removed before.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if it's their first party if that gets swapped or not.
Yeah, they don't say, right? Because I think their exclusives, first party, should stay permanent, like Xbox.
Well, the other thing too is how many of these PS4 games are truly going to run on the PS5? Are they all going to run on PS5?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would think so.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
So, in the grand scheme of things, let me go back to the tiered pricing here. So right now, we're paying $60 a year for PlayStation Plus Essential. Right. So really, is it you buy Returnal for $70 plus your subscription to PS Plus is another $60. You spend that's $110 right there. Do you spend an extra $10 and get the premium and just get everything plus streaming?
Yeah.
That's a
if you look at it that way, yeah.
It's very tempting.
Because for an extra $20, you go to the premium, right?
Right. And get all the PS3 stuff, get the PS2 and PSP, cloud streaming for the stuff that's an extra. I mean, I'm not saying, and I agree with Nick. It's not the greatest lineup I've ever seen. It's not. Let's be clear, folks. It's not as good as the Game Pass lineup. It's not. No. But man, there's some games in here that need my attention.
Here's the thing: if you just get into their ecosystem, it's like a no-brainer, though. Yeah. Same thing with Game Pass. I mean, if you're new to that, so many games to play.
And remember, with Microsoft Rewards, we can pay for our Game Pass subscriptions once those lapse in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that's money we could put towards this.
Yeah.
I mean, I hadn't yet.
Or you use those points to get your PlayStation cards at Amazon or something.
Right.
See, Back from the Dead said he's still playing on PS4 Pro and has PS Plus. And that's going to help Sony because they don't have enough PS5s out there. Let's say they said, oh, this subscription service is only PS5. Well, they don't have enough people out there to sustain that subscription service. They need PS4 gamers. So like Back from the Dead, he would use a subscription service on his PS4. So they would still get money. You know what I mean? So they need that. So it's smart for them to still support PS4, especially right now. They have to.
Yeah. I mean, I can't. I have to look at this in the same way that I look at Game Pass, right? Is there enough in Game Pass to justify the cost of Game Pass? And the answer is yes. It's an unequivocal yes. Is there enough here in these lists to quantify the cost of PlayStation Plus, even at the premium level? And the answer is yes. I mean, just going across 2 games, Returnal and Miles Morales, just by themselves, and then throw in maybe one day I played. Maybe that gives me a chance to say, all right, well, let me give Death Stranding a try, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is what we do with Game Pass all the time, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I hadn't played Until Dawn. Maybe it's time to get that, right? And then, oh, look, there's Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and it's the PS5 version. So there we go. There's my Assassin's Creed to play. South Park, which I wanted to play, just didn't get a chance to. On top of that, there's all the Jak and Daxter games.
So right there, wait, go back up. The Crew 2 had 3 stars. Does that mean that's
it's part of
only?
No, it means it's part of the Ubisoft Classics.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the ones that are 3 stars are part of the UBI Plus Classics. Now, what will change that is if in June Microsoft announces that UBI Soft Classics, UBI Plus Classics will come to Game Pass. And it's possible that they're not allowed to make that announcement yet because they've got some deal with Sony.
All the way till June.
All the way to June. Right. To get people signed up for PS Now, or to sign people up for this new service. I mean, because obviously, Ubisoft Plus is coming to both. They could also have some sort of time deal with them, like Microsoft did. Remember, Microsoft had EA, whatever it was, until it became EA Play. What was it called?
EA Access.
EA Access, right? Remember, they had EA Access for like a good solid 2 years before.
Yeah. Well, because PlayStation didn't want it.
Yeah, they didn't.
Yeah, and finally they got it. So
yeah,
Sony could put together something like that. So the question is does it have the value to cover that cost? I think it does.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of value there.
Yeah, it's it's a good compliment to those who have both systems, right? I do wish they would do day and date. I would like to see, what we don't see in here, Peter. We don't see, with the exception of Wipeout, we don't see any VR in here.
Oh yeah.
I would love to see some VR in the lineup. And maybe they're waiting. It could be that they're waiting for the new VR helmet.
No. Staying power.
Yep. That's staying o'clock. So, I think, Peter, you and I have to kind of figure out what we want to do here.
Yeah.
We have a month to figure it out. But I mean, I agreed, and again, I agree with Nick, and I agree with a lot of the people that say it's not a super crazy lineup, but I think it's a very solid lineup.
I mean, on its own, it looks good. Compared with Game Pass, it looks very slim.
No,
But
I agree. But there's games here that I want to play.
Mm-hmm.
And Lord knows I'll have time.
That's the biggest.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'll have a whole fall to play them.
Easy now. Hey, Gotham Knights is coming out October.
Is it?
Yeah. There was another one, Forspoken. That's going to be on PlayStation 5 and PC.
Yes.
That got delayed to, I don't know what date it was supposed to come out. I think early this year. And then they got delayed to October.
There's also a tennis game coming. The Xbox.
For the,
Game Pass. I forgot the name.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I had no interest in.
To me, if I get a PS5 soon, or if I get another PS4, I would probably look at that extra tier for me. Like I said, there's a lot of games there that I want to play, and I can go back to Spider-Man, finish that. And
when's the game coming out, Yobi? He says June.
Oh,
he says June. Is that Tennis World Tour 2?
No.
Because that's an Xbox Series S and X only game. It's not even back compat. Oh, that came out last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
AO Tennis? Is that it?
No. Match Point.
Match Point Tennis. Oh, there's a lot of tennis games. A lot of games I've never heard of. Match Point Tennis. There we go. July 7th. Yep. July 7th for PlayStation, Xbox, PC. And coming day one to console, PC, and cloud with Game Pass.
Yeah.
This does look a little like Top Spin. Now that he said that.
Now, hopefully it's good.
Hopefully. So, who's it made by? Calypso. Oh, Calypso. Okay. Not that this translates necessarily into a good tennis game, but Calypso is not a bad developer. So they are responsible for the Tropico series, which I know a lot of people like. A Tropico No, I don't want to. Thank you. Railway Empire, which I need to check out for. It's a shame that's not on. That's not on a console, but the kids play on a PC upstairs, and Spencer would love this game. Tropico, Port Royale, Commandos. I mean, they've got some good games.
That's not bad then.
No. So, Airline Tycoon. Yeah, it could be a good one.
Another game that got announced last year, Marvel's Midnight Suns. Allegedly, that's coming out this second half too. I don't know. I think once we start seeing these shows, the Xbox, the summer games, and all that, I think we're gonna get some more. What's coming out this year, or early next year, or whatever. We just haven't heard any much news from some of these games.
I didn't even know that was coming.
It got delayed, and it's probably said second half of 22. So we'll see.
Wolverine, Iron Man, Blade, Ghost Rider, and someone else. Hunter. Oh, the first customizable original hero. Oh, cool. Okay. All right. Well, we have hit midnight, guys. No, we're heading out too.
Wait, we gotta wait for a parent plug. Is he back? Is he here yet?
No. Have a great night, brother Paul. He's got blood work and a booster in the AM. All right. Well, hope all goes well.
All right, Paul. Yeah.
Have a good night. We're getting ready to get out of here ourselves, because we have covered what we wanted to cover tonight. Did and then some. So I love it. So now we got the rest of the week to relax. I can work on my VCS video.
Nice.
I am very happy. I'm not gonna lie. I swear to goodness, I reshot that footage 6 to 7 times. Don't tell anybody. I kept putting the stuff back in the cellophane and putting it back in the box so that I could reshoot taking it out of the cellophane, and then I would check it out and it would suck, and then I would do it again, and I would figure out. I literally laid the green screen out on my pool table and took my camera tripod and put my phone on it and shot it down. I put it all on the... And tell you what, man. And that was the second set of... I mean, that was the 7th set of footage that I finally decided to go with. I'm proud of that.
So you're both using a phone holder? Right now, you're both using your phones, right? For the camera?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I need to get a holder. Well, I did a makeshift... I've got a tripod that would typically sit on a desk, and I don't want it looking up at me. And so I kind of got it onto the top of the monitor where it's staying steady, as long as I don't like bang into it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, this is actually my my Samsung Note 9, which is acting as my webcam tonight. And I don't know if you notice, but I don't have my usual lights on because it's too bright if I do.
Mm-hmm.
So that nice mood lighting, I only have the lights on over top of my pool table, and then the ring light that shines directly at me. Otherwise, the camera does a much better job of picking up the lighting than that C920 ever did.
Yeah.
Plus, it's a 60 FPS camera, so you should be seeing me in a cool 60 frames. So, yeah, I like it. I think I'm going to use that from now on. Sorry if somebody texts me in the middle of the show. I just can't see it. That's all.
So no more interruptions.
No more interruptions. You guys have my undivided attention every week now. So. All right. So, I'm going to go ahead and start getting us out of here. Chat, you guys freaking rock. I don't even know. It's so hard to quantify how much we love you guys to death. And
I mean, they've been great, and they are just as very much part of our conversation that we're having, you know, that we can look at the chat and we see what people are saying. I mean, and then I love that.
I do too.
Yeah.
Oh, there's P and Pluck.
There's Pluck. See, it just held on for that 9 minutes till Pluck got here. So,
Now we can.
What's up, Parent Plug?
and by the way, another shout out by Take 14. He's hopelessly destroyed the cellophane and using saran wrap to fake it. No. Shh. No. Did you see it? Did you see it, Rab? I'll show you. I'll take a very quick. I'll give you the very quick one. Where did I put it? I'm very proud of this. That is green screen magic right there. I almost went and got green gloves so that you could be like a ghost unwrapping. So, and I did a little speed up stuff, a little, a little jump cutting so that you don't see me, taking 20 seconds to take the cellophane off the console. I'm not that fast. See, watch, hold on. Now watch how fast I put it down. Like,
wow, super fast.
Super. So, so that's I'm working on that. I'm gonna hopefully have that out this weekend because I think I got all the footage, and now it's just a matter of that. I also, by the way, am going to be on Game On Daily this Saturday.
Ooh.
Yes, I am entering the realm of the sauce.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a fun time. I remember when Gaz was on with us last month, and it was a great interview with him. So
that's good.
Yep, and don't forget as well, if you didn't see it yesterday, go catch up on Retro Roots with Nick and me and Rob. And then towards the end of the week, we got stuff going on. And this week, Brother Peter and Brother Chris, if you're both interested in doing some more Friday night with Peter and Myke and maybe Chris, Michelle and Spencer and Jacob are going camping this weekend, which means once Seth goes to bed at like 9:30, I'm in.
You just fast forward the clock.
We
so
can
7 becomes the new 9.
Sorry, son, you have to go to bed.
But Dad, it's still light out. That's what you get.
Sorry, sorry. The clock is the clock. So so maybe we could get a little early start on our Friday night co-op stream. So
sounds like a plan.
Yep. So since Nick is in the chat and Rab is in the chat, don't forget tomorrow night at what time is it on? I think it's 10 o'clock Eastern is Amico Forever with those two and DJC Game Studios. Where
How can it be Amico Forever if there's not even an Amico yet? It's like,
well, because Amico means friend in Italian. So no, Chuck said he's gonna keep that thing going no matter what happens.
Nice.
So even if the console doesn't make it out, he's gonna keep that going because you know what? One of the things that I think we could all agree on is we made a lot of friends through that process, and a lot of them are here in the chat. So, Rab, Nick, and I talk to these guys on the regular. That's one of the beauties of these things, of knowing, a lot of them are in the Gamers United Guild. And they all came from that. It all stemmed from that 2020 interview with Tommy. And by the way, I know he's been off social media. He's trying to keep low profile with all the stuff going on with him. But, I knows we're thinking about him, hoping that his health continues to try to improve. And we know he lost his dad, and we know those losses all too well, and so we're always thinking about you if you ever see this, Tommy. But you know, a lot of our, you know, Nick, Rab, Scott, Pete, you know, Pack Opening Pro, great guy, you know,
Oh, that's cool.
you know,
Wait.
I'm just scrolling up to see who else we met through that process. Born, Cousin Born. I think Cousin Born was kind of in both.
Yeah,
I think we knew Cousin Born first, but
so.
TV's Hasslehoff. You know, I met him through that chain. You know, Scepter Sever. Just like I said, just scrolling up through just to see. You know, a lot of these people came from that, and so if nothing else happens, our community and our circle of friends really widened. Our gaming family really widened. You know, as we've been holding on, and I am still going to continue to hold on to the fact that thing is coming. And Big Block, right, through Amico and Gamers United. So brother Big Block, you know, and a bunch of other people. But yeah, I'm still again patiently waiting, frustrated, of course, just like with Microsoft, frustrated, absolutely. I know people in television are frustrated because they wanted to get this thing out 2 years ago, but I am not running off the tracks on this one. It's coming. We're gonna have it. We're gonna have fun with it. We're gonna enjoy it. I can't wait for Seth to get his hands on it again. Can't wait for me to get my hands on it again. Can't wait for you guys to get your hands on it at all. So, in fact, we were talking about, like I said, I think Peter, you were talking about coming up. TV's Hasslehoff was going to come down. There's guys in Baltimore, JD and some other guys that hang out in DJCs that want to come. We're just going to have a great time. So, anyway, that's tomorrow. Amico Forever. I said all that to say tomorrow's Amico Forever. And, of course, Go Game Go. Go Game Go, the awesome show with Jeff and Stu. So, and then 4GQ TV on Thursday.
Yeah.
The great, iconic video games podcast on Fridays.
Yeah.
With Axel and Doggy and Princess Zelda. What an awesome show that is. Then, of course, the Dragon's Den on Saturday with Brother Lemon, 108 Dragons TV.
And then before that, earlier in the day, is Evercast.
That's true. I always forget the Evercast, and I shouldn't. Thank you for bringing that one up. That's Brother Rich. I think Pete is back on that show, too. He was there last week.
He was last Saturday, yeah.
Yep. And then Sunday is, of course, TXR.
What about Good Morning Xbox?
And Good Morning Xbox, which is now Axel, right? So Good Morning Xbox is now a Gamers United Guild show. Job. That's right. He has. So, and then we'll be back here Tuesday night right after Retro Renegades. So, did I miss anything? Oh, Astro Smashed on Mondays with DJC and Go Game Go and Papa Pete, all three Gamers United Guild. So,
and then Retro Monday night.
And then Retro Monday night, I'll be doing something. I'm probably gonna do some. I'm thinking of. I haven't figured out yet, but I was thinking of maybe some Dreamcast this coming Monday. We'll see. I got all week to think about it. I'll take it. I'll take suggestions. I could even go OG Xbox. I've done that before. So, all right, 12:18. Let's go on and get out of here. Thank you, chat. Peter, Chris, awesome show once again.
Yes, indeed.
I'm liking this. I'm liking this Tuesday thing.
Tuesdays are good.
Yes, it is. Thank you, everybody. We will see you very soon, probably sometime later this week with some streaming. And guys, don't forget, pick up a controller, get some gaming in, have fun, play on, gamers.
Game on, guys.
Good night, everyone.
Adios, y'all gamers.